What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Zamboni. I'm a musician and astrologer, and it is time to talk about the astrology of the week ahead. As always, I thank you so very much for being here. Thank you for rocking with me day after day, week after week. Super appreciate all y'all being here. Thank you for sending it to a friend after you have watched this video all the way to the end. The algorithm really likes it when you do both of those things. I really like it when you share the content with other people because it helps me know that you appreciate and value what I do. Thank you so much for that. If you want to go to zambonifunk.com, you can get a reading. If you use the discount code for the people for a reading, then you can get 40% off 60 or 30-minute readings. This deal is amazing, and it's only going to be on for a little bit, maybe another week or something like this. I was thinking about maybe doing the whole year or the whole month. It's not looking good right now. So go on there for the people at zambonifunk.com. You can also, at zambonifunk.com, you can check out the music. There's a bunch of really nice music. Here is the cover to one of those pieces. I'm super proud of the music that I have created. I would love for you to listen to it and a bunch of other stuff. If you check out zambonifunk.com, you'll see a bunch of stuff there. Let's talk about the astrology of the week ahead. This week is... I would say that the most important salient theme this week is teamwork, cooperation, togetherness. This looks like a really good time for these kinds of things. So the main thing that we've got going on here is we've got Mars in Capricorn making a trine to Jupiter in Taurus. Both of these folks are also making a sextile to Saturn in Pisces. So Saturn in Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, so a sextile to Jupiter is cute. Mars in Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, so a sextile to Saturn is cute. So there's a bunch of reception here. There's a bunch of and so we can see that Capricorn is an earth sign, Taurus is an earth sign, Pisces is a water sign. These are all sort of self-referential. They're helpful to each other. They are complementary. So the water of Pisces can help to nourish the earth of Capricorn and Taurus. So Mars wants to move around, do stuff, accomplish aims, action oriented, the warring and this kind of thing also. But most of us are not going to war on a daily basis. Most of us being like people who watch this channel, that's not where we tend to live at, right? So we can think about hot and sweaty things whenever we think about Mars. We can think about exercising or right? So new year, new me. This might be a good time to get my running game together or whatever it is, right? I've personally been running about 2 miles every day for the past month or something like that. It's fucking dope. I had no idea I was gonna like it this much. So this is a good situation here. Finish with and if you can get to a place where you're running around or moving around or hot and sweaty or feeling exhausted at the end of whatever task it is, then Mars is gonna really like that sort of thing. With Saturn here, we've got Saturn is often thinking about the long term, thinking about consequences, thinking about building foundations, thinking about discipline and maturity and responsibility and all of this kind of thing. Especially Saturn in Pisces. Pisces is a sign that is associated with the deep water and outer space and where the deep imaginal place where it's difficult to even understand what things are. Pisces is this place where everything is kind of unified. It's all the one thing. And so whenever you get into divisions, and divisions is how we live in bodies. I live in a different body than you live in, even though Pisces understands that it's all the one thing. It's all the one human family. It's all the one earth that we live on. It's all the one universe and whatever, right? So this kind of spatial or imaginal realm, to see Saturn in that place looks like it's a good moment to find meaning in the responsibility. So Saturn loves the responsibility a lot. It's a very common understanding that the most meaning that you can find is underneath the heaviest burden that you can possibly bear. So if you can bear a heavy burden, then you will find great meaning underneath that once you carry that for a little while. So Saturn is in really good position for finding that kind of meaning while in Pisces, most especially while in Pisces making the sextile to Jupiter. So Jupiter is, and all three of these planets are moving forward at this point. So we've got some forward motion, we've got this kind of like cooperative energy where there's a certain sense of being able to work together in some kind of way. Jupiter is in Taurus right now, making this sextile to Saturn, saying yes, confirming, affirming, bringing positivity and growth and joy, abundance, possibility, all of this kind of stuff to the Saturn projects of like finding meaning underneath the responsibility. Also very strongly supporting the Mars projects of whatever, like trying to be action oriented or trying to accomplish goals in some kind of way. Saturn is really good for like systems management, for taking like the little, like the daily routines, because Saturn is the slow planet, right? It's the one that like takes a really long time to get things going, and also looks at consequences, looks at the stuff that happens after you have like put in the time or effort or whatever, right? Like you've carried your burden for X period of time, and then after that, then you're like, oh wow, my back is stronger now because I know how to like hoist this kind of weight around, or I'm better at dealing with old folks because I have been taking care of my grandma for so long, or whatever it is. This kind of thing, this sense of consequences really shows up in a big way with Saturn, right? And so this idea of Mars in Capricorn having all of this excitement and energy and wants to like build out a system so that with repetitive motion, with continuing to engage that system, then greater things can be built than are possible by putting in a lot of effort immediately and just doing, like trying to build the thing today. So there's this sense of like building out systems and infrastructures and routines and habits that can build out the more beautiful world that our hearts know is possible. So all of this together, these three planets look like they're really like working together. And so we're going to see a new moon this week. This new moon is in Capricorn. This new moon is sextile to, or trine rather, to Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus is going to be sort of like on the innovative side of things, like looking toward experimentation or ways to sort of move forward or think outside the box in some kind of way, in a way that is also going to be practical if we're thinking about Capricorn and Taurus, in ways that are potentially meaningful if we're thinking about like this larger context of building out systems and then getting some of this insight, like planting a seed at the new moon, because that's what new moons do. They tend to be a moment of like they tend to be seminal moments where you like get the thing started in the very beginning. This is not the time for fruition, right? Again, we're thinking long term here. We're thinking about building out systems that can ultimately build great things. But before we could we can think about, so Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is the systems planet, and Pisces is water. So if we're thinking about water systems, we might think about like irrigation or something like this, right? So what we have in our heads here is a flourishing garden which is bountiful and feeds us all year, right? But in order to get to that, then we got to dig some trenches. We have to like dig some holes, and that shit is difficult and trying, right? That's the Saturn part here. And so and that is also like, so you build that, the new moon here, it's like planting the seed, right? Planting the seed is the digging part of it. It's not the like eating all of the fruit part. It's the planting the seed part. And so we've got a new moon in Capricorn. This new moon in Capricorn looks like it's really cooperative with Mars and Saturn and Jupiter all together, also making this lovely trine to Uranus. Maybe like you get a new idea about how irrigation can work at all, or something like this. This is a really good time to work together with your team. This is a really good time to ask for help if you need help in building out your process, your project, whatever it is. If you're trying to do a thing and you need help with that, help is likely available this week. If you don't have a project that you have your eyes set on because you're just like, you're not sure what you want and this kind of thing, girl, I understand. Same over here. But if that's you, then maybe you can offer yourself to someone else's team. This is a really good time to work on a team and find some kind of fulfillment in and meaning in doing hard work together. So this is a great time to get on somebody's team, build out a team, whatever you can do. I'm out of time here. Thank you so much. Check out zambonifong.com. Get a reading.